Principles for a good conversation. Now I'm going to read from this one because there's a handful of ones. Now, obviously, there are natural conversationalists, people who are more personable naturally, and there's also people who have to work really hard. But no matter who you are, naturally gifted, not gifted, we can all grow and get better. So here are a couple principles that I think are really important, especially for a rideshare, to be a good conversationalist, because this is something that I see questions all the time. What do I say to my passengers? And it's awkward and they don't know what to do. Now, so here's a couple of things I would say. Establish the tone of the ride early. We've already talked about this. You're setting the tone that you're friendly and you're kind. 2, give them some space. Sometimes they need time to settle in because I just transitioned and I don't want all this noise on. I just want to sit. And then once they feel comfortable and they feel relaxed, then they'll look to you and say, hey, how you doing? And it happens all the time. And sometimes I misread them in the beginning because they're so quiet because they're getting comfortable. And then I'm thinking, oh, they're one of those. But no, they just needed some time to settle in. So don't overreach. 3, read their mood. Read their mood. How are they? What are they doing? Do they look happy? Or flex off of that, right? Don't just treat them, all the passengers, exactly the same way. Listen more than you speak. Ask good questions and sincerely want to hear. We all know people who, while you were talking, you just know that they're just waiting for you to be done. Just listen, 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 listen. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so listen twice as much as you speak. Now, when it comes to having this conversation, they're going to ask you questions often. And I want to encourage you to be short in your answers, polite, but concise, and let them ask further. So if they ask you questions about your life, give them the very, very bare basics. And if they want more, they'll ask. But if they don't, then they won't. And that's really important because sometimes I've had people who are like, hey, what do you do? Or tell me about your day. And they don't really mean it. And then I'm just going on this whole long thing because I want to tell them because they asked me. And they're just not into it and they're not connecting and they're not enjoying it. So be short and let it progress. Okay? And finally, be sincerely interested in them. The classic book, Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends, Influence People, is if you want people to be interested in you, be genuinely interested in them. Now, that can be used manipulatively. I'm just going to be interested in you because I want you to talk to me. But really, just care about them. And if you care about them and you're interested, man, you will learn a lot and you will grow a lot and they will feel very honored by that because the reality is most people in this world do not listen. Most people don't look into your eyes and say, how are you really doing? Most people don't really care. And so if you can be that driver who sits down and you care, they will feel it because there's very few who do.